So, just like in the video, you might be wondering, what does DSCU mean? Well, that's pretty simple if you think about it. The Dr. Seuss Cinematic Universe! Yeah, I know that sounds weird because it never been confirmed the Dr. Seuss books exist in the same continuity. Don't forget Doctor Seuss. Then think of doing many other things besides his mascot, the Cat in the Hat. So, how would the freaking Dr. Seuss cinematic universe work? I can only imagine it only lasting for at least a few years. Yes, I do have to admit it'd be sad of the day when we have a Dr. Seuss cinematic universe, because we're pretty sure someone tries to extend it like the MCU, it will go bad. So this is my version of it. If I ever get the chance to do it. I'm just being normal, or should I say my own type of normal. And that's just being me, aka weird. I just have a little itch. There we go. So, what will I start off with? Simple. The mascot of the freaking Dr. Seuss universe will be his book mascot, the Cat in the Hat. Now, would this whole entire universe be live action? Dear God, no. Nope. Too much makeup. This too much, that means it's going to be a long budget. And a lot of actors spending time getting makeup on. I don't mind the makeup, but dear God. It will be animated, but I will keep it in 2D. The reason why is I don't mind it being 3D, like three-dimensional cartoons. I just don't think they barely work with Dr. Seuss ones. The reason is we possibly don't have that many good writers. I'm not saying it's a simple thing like that, but you have to admit some of these work and some of them don't. So I'm going to stick with the 2D situation. So, for it to ever make sense, I would start off with the Cat in the Hat. You might be wondering, will I be basing it off of the book or trying to reboot the whole entire Mike Myers movie? I will grab a little bit of both. I will grab names from the live action movie, because I don't think the kids ever had, well, how should I say, names. The only ones who had a name was the fish. And that Cat and Hat crew, and they were just called the Numbers. And it makes sense. But I will grab the sequence from the cartoon movie, because sure, it wasn't as chaotic and destructive as the live action movie. Even someone made a video about a theory the live action Cat and Hat movie was basically meant to be bad and is the most evil film ever made. And no, this is not from MatPat. Apparently it's from another theory channel I kind of stopped watching because it keeps on going for darker situations. At least MatPat actually goes lighter on his theories. But, yes, they will be animated as possible as a Dr. Seuss book. But I'm still going to add a little bit of color. Why? Because Dr. Seuss books are good and great. The problem was, they weren't colored. I get it, the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat book were possibly meant to be colored, but I say book restrictions? Yeah, apparently even books have budgets. And don't ask me how I know that. I've been watching a lot of videos about book rights. It is not that bad of a skill to have in your whole entire roster. So, basically the Cat and Hat story will be the same, but a little bit different. It will still be a rainy day, and all this sort of madness, and possibly the box going a little bit haywire. But before the Cat and Hat has, at the end of my movie, it would end up the Cat and Hat being the mom. And the surprising thing to the fish and to the kids, the Cat and Hat recognizes the mom. AKA, she says, well, the Cat and Hat used to be called the Kitten in the Hat. I know that sounds weird, but it's Dr. Seuss. Of course it's going to be a weird thing. We got a TV show of green eggs and ham. And I do think the green eggs and ham show definitely deserves that season 2 we're getting. And it has been released, what month and day? November. I'm really going to be excited on November. So, what will be next? Simple. Go to the second most famous mascot of the Dr. Seuss books, the Grinch. Yeah, I know we technically have a bunch of Grinch films, possibly ones who are possibly rip-offs in different countries, or some were some reason censored. Yeah, apparently some of our films in America had to be forced censored. Like SpongeBob, because apparently fish who have bras or bikinis is not child-friendly in some states or countries. They're bikinis, they're not naked. But yeah, if you ask me what Grinch movie I would definitely pull inspiration from, sadly I would not grab any inspiration from as much from the third Grinch film we have. I still say I thought it was kind of a little bit dumb and weird looking since it's being animated by the exact same company who gave us Minions. Yeah, if you ever ask me what I think of that film, I thought it was a huge waste of my time. It's not my kind of sandwich. All the acts were boring. Just straight up boring. But I will grab inspiration from the book, from the first movie, aka the cartoon animated one, and the live action movie with Jim Carrey. Yeah, we all know that is the best Dr. Seuss live action film we were ever gonna get. It has freaking Jim Carrey as the Grinch, and a lot of funny scenes are in this movie. Even they try to explain why the Grinch hates Christmas a lot. Seriously, MatPat literally did 2 videos about why the Grinch hates Christmas. Well, his first one was about the Grinch's heart. Then the second video was him having a disorder or I'm pretty sure it's like a sound disorder. Like one word is physically triggering you to feel like you're being harmed. That is a actual thing. I'm glad MatPat told me about that one on this video. So, yes. The live action film has a bunch of characters I am interested in. Especially how the Grinch is technically adopted. I will keep that in my Grinch movie. I I don't want him in an orphanage. I just want him to be betrayed by society. Like I have! Like the day I killed the Hulk Wolf. God, I'm just getting off the topic, aren't I? But it will be more of a... more of an action type of thing. Why? Because I feel like the Grinch feels more like a action character, since he can rob a whole entire village of its Christmas. And what I mean by that, I mean he steals every ornament, every tree, and every light off of your house. Sure, he didn't do that in a live action movie, but he stole every present in one night. And surprisingly, Max is pretty strong for a tiny dog. Oh, poor doggy. But I will do something different with that. Sorry about that. My dog is just being a little bit dumb today. Don't know why, but he's only 4 years old. So, I do want him to have a love interest. But the only character who are specifically from the Dr. Seuss books is the Grinch, obvious, Max, and Cindy Lou Who. How weird, your last name is literally your village's name, and apparently your species name. Yeah, I'm just gonna explain that later. So instead of her being age 8, seriously, if you watch the original cartoon movie, she is small. I'll just grow her up. Yeah, this being 28. Don't judge me, we literally like changing things, like giving Sam I Am a backstory, why he likes green eggs and ham. Thank you, Netflix, I always wonder about that question. And no, that was not sarcasm. I'm actually glad we gave a reason why Sam I Am is into green eggs and ham. Like a psycho. So, yeah, the whole entire thing be the same. But a little bit of a twist besides Cindy Lou being an adult. The Grinch senses a force of nature. Nature he needs to find himself. He asks Max to follow him to the better path. Because there's one holiday he has forever tormented on another village. And Cindy Lou Who falls, and Cindy follows him. Like I said, I'm just being weird on this one. And yeah, I'm just being weird on this part. So after the Grinch movie, I say let's make a second one. Yeah, you should know there is actually a Halloween film of the Grinch.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Oh, on. Let me see if I can do this. Well, it works. Am I still recording? Okay, better hurry this up. Yeah, if you look on YouTube, there's actually a film about the Grinch having its own holiday, aka a Halloween movie. And boy, that thing makes you feel like you took acid and weed. And I never took either of those things. I'm gonna be drug free for the rest of my life. And don't say everyone said that on YouTube. Markiplier hasn't done drugs. IRS jacks up the guy. So YouTubers, you're okay. But it's your decision to do drugs. Oh, there is actually a character named Ugariah. Ugariah. It's like I'm trying to say Yu-Gi-Oh! And Ryuga at the exact same time. But either way, in this film, he's still gonna be the same, but still as a kid. But I have seen a lot of people fan shipping adults with kids. Gross. Well, yeah, if you watch the video, it'd be basically the same, but with Cindy Lou there. And then we would have Horton Hears a Who. Yeah, I wanted to do something different with Whoville since it's both in the Grinch book and Horn book. Apparently there is a sequel book about Horn. Horn sits on an egg. I haven't read the book. Possibly one of these days I will. Like I said, I will grab everything from all different sources. Like I did with the Cat in Hat and the Grinch. So I am gonna grab things from the book, the first animated movie, and the CGI, the second animated movie. But if Whoville is gonna be the same size, how would it make sense? Well, apparently if you watch the animated film, no, not the CGI one, the 2D one. You know, from the 80s or 70s. I kind of forgot what year they came out. So, there is actually a scientist in the cartoon movie. Apparently he has theorized his world was a speck. But this is going to be different. This scientist, when the Grinch and Cindy left, he accidentally shrunk Whoville inside of a speck. Don't forget, Dr. Seuss is a weird guy, and I compare him to freaking Stephen King. They're both crazy, and I'm surprised they never met. Oh, right, one of them is dead. Oh well. But yes, Dr. Seuss, Horton Hears a Who, is one of my favorite books along with Griggs and Ham. But I will also grab many art concepts from the CGI movie. Yeah, it was mixed and weird. So I will just grab the extra who's out of that movie. So, yeah. And that's gonna be pretty much it. Besides, the scientists discovered a way how to unshrink Whoville. But realize he has to shrink it again, and Horn has to carry all the way to where Whoville was. So what will I ever top this? Simple. The Lorax. I know I said it weird, but it's fun to say. The Lorax, it kind of is a pretty good film. Both the cartoon one, the book, and sometimes I could give praise to the CGI movie. It is kind of weird how these three movies came from the company, the studio, who gave us Despicable Me and Minions. So I will give them some benefit of a doubt. I'm mostly going to follow through with the whole entire cartoon and book route, but adding a little pinch of the CGI movie in there. Like why he became greedy and all that crud. but we will show off many other Dr. Seuss animals. Yeah, I know the Lorax is supposed to be on our planet, but they have trees from the Whoville books. And most of the critters look like are from our world, or most of them make more sense being from the Whoville world. So, yeah, it's basically gonna be a retelling of the whole entire thing again. But we won't have the main villain. That was the only flaw in the CGI movie. Building up a weird villain. Now for the final one. Well, not technically final. The Cat in the Hat versus the Grinch. And once again, if you look on YouTube, you can actually find that movie on YouTube for free. It's basically pirated. Don't judge. So let's just say the Grinch, after he felt bad, he wants to go back to Whoville and try to fix everything. But sadly, the Cat in the Hat pops out of nowhere thanks to his box. And when he accidentally bump into each other, the Grinch and the cat tries to become friends. But something out of the box shot the Grinch. Yep. Like Batman vs. Superman, Superman should have just been mind controlled. At this point, the Grinch went all the way back to his anger. And we get a fight between the Cat in the Hat and the Grinch. Something we always make fan art about. Or you want to see Mike Myers getting beat up by... Well, you know why. Because one live action film was terrible and the other one was beautiful. Jim Carrey! Yes, Cindy would be solving the problem, and the cat would do a lot of work trying to stop the Grinch trying to destroy everything. Because if his heart was the reason he could lift all that heavy crap, then I'm pretty sure he could do a lot more than lifting that. Alright, compare him to David Dunn. He struggles lifting something heavy, but he's still able to do multiple loops. The Cat in the Hat will fight the Grinch with many different hats. You know, possibly a hat boomerang and anything related to be a hat. And the kids from the Cat in the Hat movie would try to help out the cat by making the Grinch, try to make him feel like himself again. You know, his previous self, but clearly he's gone mad. So the Grinch and the cat never truly discovered who would win, since the Grinch finally turned back to good. But something goes wrong. The Cat in the Hat's box apparently has been broken. And then it explodes, mixing two of the worlds together. Whoville with Earth. And it's more of a catastrophic thing, since Whoville is not based off of logical science. Yep, better hurry up and end this. So this be the climactic film. Oh yeah, and Griggs and Ham will be there. So before the madness and chaos. But it's basically gonna be like the Netflix show. That's the only makes sense I could think of. So, yeah. Earth and Whoville collide. That will be the title of the whole entire film. The cat's box has accidentally been have destroyed itself, and now two realities are merging together. Problem: Whovilles and humans are definitely different from biology. So, Earth and Whoville is big, and the planet of the Who's is now being merged. Also, it has been confirmed on Horn being an Earth elephant. So I'll just say the spec went through a ripple effect. I try to make sense out of something that doesn't need logic. So, Horn frees the Whovilles again, and worlds are colliding, being merged, and the cat in hat and the Grinch will try to figure a way how to separate two worlds, because we have no idea what would happen when you have something that's based off of logic and something based off of pure imagination. Okay? It'd be massive chaos. So many of the characters, I have said, even the green eggs and ham characters, and possibly some other Dr. Seuss books characters also in there. They will do their best trying to make sure both worlds don't go on full-on war, but in the center of the merging sees both humans and Who's have almost become one singular being. Like, some Who's are being merged with their human counterparts. And the Grinch is literally being pulled to his human counterpart. But he doesn't want to be merged with a human, because he likes being himself and happy and all that. And they see the box was holding in a interdimensional being. Even the Cat in Hat knew. The Cat in Hat and the Grinch and the rest of the Dr. Seuss characters need to team up and stop this evil being who's basically going to destroy everything in his path, making time and reality bending to its will, almost to the point where we see what the Cat in the Hat and the Grinch and many other characters look like seeing the Grinch and the cat as humans. So they do their very best and figure a way how to stop the merging and the creature. Someone has to go inside of it and stab it in the heart, but it might make a risk of them not existing in this reality, in our reality. So since the Cat in Hat feels like he done the massive oopsie, it makes more sense if I had other. So he will grab a spear, and the Grinch would keep on telling him he should not be sacrificing himself for something he didn't do. Then the cat just simply puts the Grinch in his hat. And the cat, without the hat, sacrifices himself to save both realities before they have truly merged. The cat went inside the monster's mouth and stabbed it right in the heart, making it explode. Both realities now being separated once again. But a surprise twist. Both realities are still there, but now they're just planets. Yep, Earth and Who's are now in the same solar system, but on the opposite side of the solar system. They're still on the third planet one, but now they're just not gonna meet. So, yes, I would kill off the Cat in the Hat. I may change my mind because I feel like I have to redo some of these things. And I would do The Kitten in the Hat. Okay? A weird origin story, how the cat found the box, and how the box actually found him, and how he met the kid's mom when he was simply a kid. So, yeah. Like I said, it would be a pretty short universe. Well, that's why I think if I ever had the chance to do the DSCU. See you later. Subscribe if you want to. You don't have to hit the ring. You don't have to hit the bell. I usually don't hit the bell. And only like this video if you really like it, or this is the first video you have watched on my channel. That's why I mostly do on every channel I ever seen on YouTube. So, see ya. Also, you all know the cat in the hat would definitely sacrifice himself. See ya.